Thanks for tuning in, everyone. Joel Gray was 5 months old. Last summer, his mother accidentally left him and her minivan on a sweltering hot August day.
Now, every year it is believed 38 children die in hot cars. Last year, one of them was Stephanie Gray's little boy.
Yeah, and tonight she's opening up in hopes that other parents will learn something from this. Chris Conte is here now. And really, I mean, we know we're parents. It's such a heartbreaking story.
I think it was one of those stories that most of us here will never forget. As for why Stephanie and her husband Aaron are now talking about this, they say it's because we are just about to enter some of the hottest months here in Tennessee, and they are worried that it could happen to another family.
For the second time in less than a week,
news is out of the Donelson area,
dead
where
inside a hot car.
Where to begin?
A little boy found strapped inside his
The mother walked into the daycare center.
Where to begin a story like this?
A memorial service has been set for tomorrow.
It's so sad for everyone involved.
For Stephanie Gray and her husband Aaron,
my husband and I have a wonderful relationship. He's my best friend.
Their story began long before August 7th, 2012.
You know, we just had what I kind of feel like was the perfect little family.
Joel Dixon Gray came into this world on February 27th, 2012, happy, full of life, and the youngest of Stephanie's 4 kids, all boys.
We were really hitting our stride, and we had what we saw as the final piece of the puzzle for the family.
It was coming together. Stephanie's job as an attorney, the kids were back in school. 5-month-old baby Joel started daycare.
They say the 7th year is one of the toughest years, and it was a pretty tough 7th year for the two of us.
Perspective is powerful. For the Grays, it is the realization that maybe it was all too much.
I took care of my kids and I worked at my law practice at the same time. That was difficult at times, and it was very demanding.
Stephanie Gray thought she had dropped off baby Joel at daycare in Donelson on August 7th of last year. She was convinced of it.
I thought Joel was safe. I thought I had dropped my son off at daycare. I thought that's where he was, which is why I returned there that afternoon at 2:30 to pick him up.
So when the 39-year-old realized he wasn't there, she knew.
It struck me, the car. You know, I knew that was the only place he could be, and I turned and ran to the car as fast as I could. And
93 degrees was the high temperature that day. Joel was in the car for 5 hours.
I found my son in the car, and my son was clearly, I don't even know if struggling is the word. He was lifeless, and it's something that I'll never forget. It's
You cannot begin to imagine the burden of guilt this woman lives with.
And for some reason, I tried to take his clothes off of him because I thought that might help to cool him down as well.
Every day, she relives it.
Over and over, daily.
How Joel had fallen asleep, how in the shuffle of dropping the other kids off, she drove back home, put the minivan in park, and left it there.
Kept saying to myself, how did I do this? What have I done? What did I do? I couldn't understand how my brain had played such a trick on me, if you will.
It has exposed some of their deepest vulnerabilities.
You know, when we said our vows, I never would have imagined we would be challenged like this.
For the second time in less
And yet, they're talking about it, about Joel, so that other parents out there trying to juggle it all might slow down for just a second.
38 small children that we lose in this country, and it could be prevented.
And if it's your child, it matters.
It matters.
The Grays want people to think about reminders when having young kids in the car. Things like putting your briefcase or purse or cell phone near a car seat so you will remember it. Stephanie was cited for reckless endangerment, Kristen, and neglect. She will be on probation for the next 2 years.
So important for them to come forward,
Yeah,
really.
it certainly is. And hopefully we can prevent another one.
Yeah, such a hard story. All right, Chris. Well, there are multiple websites set up that the Grays would like you to look at. And they're actually filled with tips on preventing child car deaths. And we have linked them to our website. Just head to newschannel5.com.